Now, come your senior year, kind of let us know your thoughts, and you decided to come back and play football, right?
Yeah, I decided to come back, man, senior year. I knew we had a up-and-coming, great talent at quarterback in Keyshawn Frazier. And, me playing wide receiver and us not having many wide receivers in an upper class position, actually we really only had one. And that was actually Chris Browder, which we kind of mainly used him at halfback. So he really wasn't ideally just a receiver. We kind of used him more so at halfback than anything. I thought that was a great opportunity for me because they had a lot of underclassmen they had to step up. So, once my senior year came, I actually put in a lot of work. My best friend actually was Tommy Signars. He was actually a junior when I was a senior. Me and him did a lot of working out together that summer before my senior year. And actually, me and him actually became the number 1 and number 2 receivers that year.
So tell us about your experience playing with Keyshawn Frazier, a guy that can get the ball on any routes, great arm, great athlete.
I honestly would say, man, I was more surprised at his ability, to do the things he do on the field because, when you sit back and watch a guy and play with a guy, it gives you a whole different aspect of the game from one individual in a position. And he's one of those type of players that he'll make the plays if he's given the right calls to make and the right individuals. A lot of times, we ran an offense where the decisions was actually all made on him. He would even tell us what routes to run. We would just pretty much line up in a formation, and that was something Coach Richards loved to do because he knew Keyshawn would make those reads.
Gotcha. So give us your mind state on what you want to accomplish your senior year, because I know you missed your whole junior season. Now you're on the field with great athletes, Chris Browder, Tommy Signars, Keyshawn. So go into your mind state.
Well, my whole thing was I didn't want to come in as a since I'm a senior I'm gonna come in and try to be a leader or anything like that. Our leaders as far as team captain stuff was already established. What I did was found my role and accepted my role. I was more so what you would call a field general on offense. So Coach used me, when he needed me most. If it was certain short down yardage on third down plays, I was more so a possession receiver, but I also was one that would read the defense a lot of times and let them know what kind of coverages they're lined up in, if they're playing man, if they're playing zone, and what kind of blitzes we're seeing. So that was the role that I played, and I accepted that role.
Okay. So how did you guys finish your senior season?
This is the first time I've talked about this since '98. Our senior season was definitely not what we looked out for it to be. That sectional game that we played in, man, it was a rough one. It was a rainy one. We actually was right in the game, and I don't know if most people remember this, but it came down to one last play, and Keyshawn Frazier actually scrambled, broke like 2 tackles, and found some kind of way to get open. And I was down the field, and my guy failed, so I was wide open, and he threw it farther than my long strides could take it. But I mean, I tried everything in my power, and all I heard was everybody yell, keep running, keep running, keep running. And I just ended up diving for it, and it hit me dead in the hands and fall, and it fell straight to the ground. And that's the last experience I had in senior year football, man.
So who do you guys play? It's Maryville, right?
It was Maryville. Sure.
Yeah. The great Keyshawn Frazier, Eugene Wilson from Maryville.
Maryville.
Okay, so you dropped the ball.
Yeah.
After that experience, what came to your mind then?
Well, I was more so disappointed in myself because I think if I would have kept running like everybody would have said, I probably would have caught that pass. But one play you really can't blame a win or a loss on one play. But what I learned from that is, man, you really got to give it your all. When they say from snap to whistle, you got to do that, man. You can't look back on just one play and say, if I'd have just did this one thing different then, that would have made a difference for a game.